Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. Welcome to the Ask ML Fit Show. It's exactly what it looks like. You ask your fitness questions, and I answer them. I'm a personal trainer, registered nurse, and a behavioral change specialist, but mainly, I am a person that is so friggin' grateful for just a smidge of your time. So if you'll drop your question down below, I'd love to repay you by answering it. Let's dive into today's questions. The first one: do you just lose weight forever if you don't eat carbs? Intriguing indeed. If someone has a goal weight and they'll reach it, but they continue to eat no carbs because they like the way it feels or whatever, I'm glad you clarified. Do they just continue to lose weight until they're like underweight? I don't know how else to ask it, LOL. Does it eventually stop working, or do you have to actively eat more carbs so you stop losing? So, first of all, if you enjoy keto and you can stick to it, awesome. I'm not a big fan of it for myself. The best way to eat for your goals is the way that you can consistently do it, the way you enjoy it. But if you use the app Lose It or MyFitnessPal, you can track those calories because ultimately you lose fat by dropping calories. So while it seems that carbs are a magical thing to cut and then you start losing weight, ultimately when you cut carbs, you are cutting calories. So to clarify that is very important. Moving forward, the only stupid question is the one you never ask. So I saw how you put it there, like I got no idea how to ask it, no big deal. Ultimately, what you're asking is, does our body have a set point at some point, or do we just lose weight forever until we die? And here it is. We all have a calorie maintenance. Let's just say an arbitrary number of 2,000. If you eat that every single day, you're going to maintain your weight, you maintain fat levels, your body's going to work how it normally should, right? If you eat over that on a trend, then you're going to start to gain fat, gain weight. If you eat under that in calories, you're going to lose weight, lose fat. But there is a certain point where it is going to stop. Yes, there's a certain point that if you eat 1,800 calories on a trend, you're only going to be able to lose so much weight. Fat, yes. So if you increase your activity, that's another way to burn more calories. So essentially, if you just only wanted to do it through nutrition, you would have to continue to cut calories lower and lower to drop more and more body fat. The problem is, though, the lower you get, the more dangerous it can be for hormone function, normal body functions. So we all do have a set point, and there are points for people that they'll hit and they'll be like, man, I just can't get lower. I just can't get lower. And I don't believe that going under a certain amount of calories per person is a safe or good thing. But the answer to your question is no, you will not lose weight forever. There is a set point, and it's not like we're just gonna shrivel into nothing with no fat. But when you get down to some low body fat digits, you're really gonna start feeling much different. Cutting is no fun. Cutting is no fun, especially not cutting carbs. Next question: how many sets/reps should I do for aesthetics, body weight workout? If you don't know, aesthetics is basically a category of fitness where you want to be super lean and you want to have a good amount of muscle. So let's clarify really quickly here. There isn't really reps or there's not really reps ranges or set ranges when it comes to aesthetics or body weight workouts. Not really how it works. Ultimately, what you need to do is if you want to build muscle and drop fat, right? To drop fat, like I said before, it's a calorie deficit. If you use the app MyFitnessPal or Lose It, you can track those things and you can put yourself in a calorie deficit. That's how you get lean. That's how you get the six pack and the obliques and all of that. That's how you get the low body fat. Building muscle, that is done through progressive overload, meaning that if you do X amount of push-ups, if you do X amount of pull-ups, and then you start to increase the reps over time, you're increasing the total volume of the workout. If you start adding weight to the actual body weight movements and all that, you're increasing the progressive overload, and that's how you stimulate muscle growth. So there's not a magic rep range for aesthetics. It's all about creating progressive overload. Last question: am I doing my math wrong, or is my protein intake too low? Oh, the age-old question. My Lord, has this number been argued so much, but I have studies to back it up. I'll drop it down below. So I've dialed in my meal prepping. Good for you. OMAD, which means you only eat once every 24 hours, and calorie tracking, and wanted to get back on keto to give me a little extra push. Good Lord, you're doing a lot. I have not before this time been paying much attention to my macros beyond being generally 40-40-20, protein, carbs, fats. So basically 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat. I am on 1,200 calories a day. Good Lord. And have been so for months. I'm saying good Lord because that's very low. And I've been feeling fine and energetic and hitting the gym. All right, well, good. That's good. So I did the math going off of how many calories are in each gram of macronutrients, which is a standard keto breakdown, 25-570 of protein, net carbs and fat, okay? With carbs and proteins at 4 calories per gram, that's correct, and fat at 9 calories per gram, correct. My breakdown looks like this. So what he just said was for every he, she, who is this person? Does not say. For every 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories in that gram. For every 1 gram of carbs, there's 4 calories in that. For every 1 gram of fat, there's 9 calories. So protein 75, fat 93, net carb 15. I wonder how tall you are. I've heard the rule of thumb, you want a gram of protein per pound of body weight. I am 198. My goal is 160. Here's the deal. The age-old 1 gram per pound of body weight, that's speaking to lean body mass. Now, I actually have some hard data and some studies to back this up, but there is a proposed range of a number for protein that is 1.6 to 2.2 grams for every kilogram of body weight. So I'll give you an example. I'm 165 pounds. If you divide that by 2.2, you get 75 kilograms. That's how much I weigh. So that would mean for 1.6 grams of protein at the low end of this range times 75, that would give you 120 grams of protein. Then if you go all the way up to 2.2 for 75 kilograms, that would give you about 165 grams of protein. That has been shown to support building muscle. If fat loss is the only goal, then really what matters is that you're in a calorie deficit. And as far as the macronutrient breakdown, calories are what matter. Keto is not magic. You're simply just cutting carbs, which means you're cutting calories. So one more rule of thumb would be for someone that is quite overweight and they're not sure what their lean body mass is, you can take your height in centimeters, and that is just a roundabout way that you can shoot for it. So I'm 5'8". That would put me at 172 centimeters, I believe. So, that's on the top end, but that's a good rule of thumb if you're massively overweight. I hope that if you're looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science and you like what I do, you look down below because I have some that are completely on their own. You don't have to talk to me. It'll get you inside the app and you can do everything yourself if you'd like. To the Mental Fit Mafia, to the patrons, thank you so much for always being here. You mean the world to me. Thank you for the support. As always, you don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing, keto thing, losing fat, gain muscle thing. Just be better than yesterday, every day.